I bet you know someone who is great at starting things, but not so great at finishing things. Maybe you even feel that way about yourself. You have all these great ideas, plans, and dreams, but then when it comes time to do the work, well, you procrastinate. If you think procrastination is laziness, you're not alone. We see it all around us. We judge others for it. We beat ourselves up for it, but what if procrastination isn't laziness? Sometimes it wants to go for a walk. Sometimes it would rather stay in and watch TV. You know, you have to do it, but you keep putting it off. But the trick works for more than just writing essays. If you can trick your brain into doing something for just 2 minutes, then your brain will follow you the rest of the way. Are you going to take out the trash? Are you going to write that email? Are you going to write that essay? Are you going to start working on that side hustle? What are you going to do for those first 2 minutes? Because once you get started, your brain will follow you all the way to the end zone. Let's say you don't like going to the gym. But here's the thing, once you get to the gym and start working out, you usually feel better afterward. So the trick is to get yourself to the gym for just 2 minutes. Once you get there, put on your headphones, listen to your favorite music, pump some iron for 2 minutes, and then leave. But here's the thing, once you've gotten to the gym and started working out for those first 2 minutes, it's easier to stay because now your brain is like, okay, I'm already here, I might as well finish this workout. Or maybe you won't go as far as finishing the whole workout, but at least you'll get back to the gym again tomorrow. Finally, you sit down to write your essay. After staring at the blank page for a few minutes, you finally write the first sentence. Now your brain is tricked because your brain is looking for short-term pleasure and long-term pain avoidance. And it's like, okay, I wrote 1 sentence. That wasn't so bad. Let's write 1 more. Then once you've written 2 sentences, it's like, okay, I've got this. Let's write 3 more. And before you know it, you are writing away and your brain is no longer trying to avoid the pain of writing the essay. Sometimes it wants to do the dishes, but most of the time it would rather clean them later. Your brain is always trying to make decisions that feel good right now because ultimately it is trying to protect you from pain and stress. And this is why it procrastinates. What if there is a reason why your brain procrastinates? When you have something unpleasant to do, your brain goes, oh my gosh, that sounds awful. How can we avoid that? So if you can trick your brain into doing what you want it to do for just 2 minutes, it will follow you all the way to the end zone. Let me explain. So your brain seeks out some short-term pleasure, but this is a problem because you are working on a long-term goal. So your brain is always trying to seek short-term pleasure and avoid pain while you're trying to get it to work towards a long-term goal. This is the source of our frustration. Your brain is kind of like a petulant child. Sometimes it wants to play, sometimes it doesn't. When you have something difficult to do, your brain seeks pleasure and comfort. But here's the trick. Your brain is very suggestible. So let's say you need to write an essay for school or work. We call this the 2-minute trick because basically you are tricking your brain into doing something for only 2 minutes. The trick works for cleaning your house, calling your mom, taking out the trash, and pretty much anything that you keep putting off. So let me ask you, what are you going to do for those first 2 minutes? Are you going to clean the bathroom? I hope this helps. And remember, you can do hard things.